Don't see Carol.
No, she's not up there.
Do you want to go call her? Go in my office.
Okay.
Carol.
Now call the annual salary board meeting to order. Please rise for a moment's silence. Prayer, pledge of allegiance. Okay, God, thank you for the gift of this new day, and thank you for the blessings of this life. Family, friends, work, and purpose, guide us as we discuss, plan, and dream together. Help us to make wise and just decisions. Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
These proceedings are being recorded for the sole purpose of constituting the accuracy of written minutes. Tapes are reused, eliminating recorded records of these proceedings. First item is the approval of the minutes of the salary board meeting held December 2nd, December 9th, December 16th, and December 23rd, 2021.
Move to approve. Second.
Mr. Severcek?
Yes.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes. Are there any guests concerning salary board business this time? Yes, sir.
Not salary board.
Oh, okay. Yeah, all right. All right.
Okay, the report of executive session, Scott?
Okay, there was an executive session held on December 6th, 2021, 9 a.m., December 6th at 1:30 p.m., December 8th at 1:30 p.m., December 14th, 2021, 1:30 p.m., and December 16th, 2021 at 3 p.m. for personnel or salary board meetings.
I move we suspend the rules and consider salary items for our priority departments of Children and Youth Services and Corrections, changing the order to reflect Exhibit A 8, 8A, then 8D, and then continue with the agenda as laid out.
That's because Joe's here.
Well, actually, the fact of the matter is those two offices combined exceed the contingency amount that has been set aside for salary increases. So it is my position that if we approve the salaries in those entities alone, it should make decisions either easier or more difficult, depending how you see it. But Children and Youth Services actually requested $820,922 of salary and benefits. Once you take into consideration the 80% offset, still takes you only down to about $164,000. However, Corrections has asked for increases that exceed $677,000. So that'd be the justification for looking at those two offices first.
We have a motion on the floor to amend the agenda. We have a second. Hearing none, the motion dies.
I just want to, I see where Commissioner Lukasevich is going, and I think myself, I mean, I've looked at this whole budget, and the
percentage of raises on salaries, what we're giving out here, I mean, it's a tremendous amount. Some of the positions were given over 10%. That would cost us $2.14. And I'm not one that's really for percentage raises. I'd rather give the dollar amount, but my opinion of this whole thing is that everyone should have the 3% raise. And we should correct this, because if we're giving large increases like we are here, we're gonna get ourselves deeper in a hole. I mean, we can't be, you know, this $2.14, is this gonna be at the right position? I mean, there's some positions that should be raised and some, when the salary.
Item 7 is where we are in the meeting.
What was that?
Judge, if you could mute your mic, please.
But, and like I said, we were looking at the salary study, and I haven't seen anything on the salary study yet. I mean, we passed that, I think last July, and I think it was supposed to be done by December. And I think we have to get on this, because I go back to it again. When it's gonna be adjusted, it's probably gonna be the ones at the top are not gonna get as much, and the ones at the bottom are gonna get more. And the way that we're doing this with some of these that are getting 10 and 13%, we're just gonna increase them, and the ones at the bottom are gonna get further away from the ones at the top. So to me, and like I said, I'm not all crazy about a 3% raise, but I would be in favor of giving a 3% raise across the board to everybody. You know, instead of keep going like we are. I mean, I look at this, we're gonna run out of money. When you start giving people this amount of money, and some of these positions that I even figured out here, I mean, they're getting way over $1, and with 3%, they'd only be getting 51 cents. Or some would be getting 44 or 63 cents. And how at the county here, how are we gonna afford 3 times the amount of money that we're going at? We can't.
Commissioner Arner, we actually have, right, there it is. That's what's occurring today, right? Here it is, $2.5 million. $2.5 million. We have $650,000 in contingency. That's where salary increases come from. That doesn't include all the things you previously mentioned that we're going to have to address in the coming years. And those things we can't even foresee. And I do agree with your concern about what the 3% costs. And it costs $298,000 is what that'll cost across the board. So then that leaves us, what, $352,000 in wage adjustments. And we have children and youth services, which is a priority. And we have probation, or excuse me, corrections. And again, that's almost $850,000, $900,000 in those 2 offices themselves.
Just because those positions are on the agenda at that rate doesn't mean they're gonna pass.
Right. I understand that, but I mean, that's just my comment. I think we just have to take a little bit, and I see like children and youth. I understand that we have to do something there and some of these other positions, but you know, a lot of these other ones, we're gonna go bankrupt by giving this, and I don't mind going through the agenda, but I'm not in favor of giving anything over 3% unless it's justified. I mean, we have problems with children and youth and some of these other departments, and I don't mind correcting things like that, but I don't want to give raises that we're gonna wind up having to correct in a year from now when we get the study. So I mean, we can go through this whole thing, and I'm fine with going through everything with a fine-tooth comb and saying, hey, we're not doing this, or we are doing this. I'm fine with that.
So point of information, all right, and it's a clarification. The exhibits we have already include a 3% increase in them. Therefore, if we would approve them, that would be a 3% increase. Once we go past those exhibits, such as J1 through J6, and we go into the individual departments, those are all requests above and beyond the 3%. So therefore, if someone is moving up 2 steps, they would ostensibly be going up 6% additional for a total of 9%. You have the 3% across the board that's been adjusted to reflect in the exhibits. And then you have, if someone goes up 2 steps, as requested by their department head, wouldn't that not be an additional 6%?
Not necessarily. If you look at, for example, in the row office, for voluntary, her original motion she gave me was the 6%, but I added 3% as I was told by salary board. So then her separate motion of A is adding another
3% on
to
top?
equal a total of 6, not
Okay.
9.
Okay,
Okay.
Yep.
Now under courts, it's different because they're going by grades. So
Right,
there's a
okay.
bigger increase. there.
okay, good. All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, since the elected officials have their say on the salary board, we'll start off with the courts. We'll ask Judge Nanovic and the court offices to make his motion, since they are now a voting member of the elected board.
So can you hear me?
That's-
Okay. Because Greg's here with me and he's helping me make sure we're participating so you guys can hear. So I'm glad you can. So I do intend to make my first motion to set the positions and salaries of the court offices effective January 1st of this year, 2022, as listed on exhibit J1 through J6.
I'd like to make a motion to modify. My motion to modify would be that non-supervisory positions at 3% as indicated, supervisory positions at 1%. That's to address the disparity that Commissioner Arner refers to.
So where do we go from here? I've made my motion. I'm not in agreement with the
Well,
amendment to the motion.
yeah, that died for lack of a second. I think in order, we really didn't give the judge or anyone the opportunity to second the judge's motion, or did you actually even make the motion?
You did.
You did. Okay, so did you feel you had ample time to get a second before it was motion to have it modified?
It's hard to judge because I'm not there in person, and I certainly don't see you very well. You come very cross. It seemed as though the motion to amend was very rapid. So I made my motion. If you want me to repeat it, I will, but I intend to stay with that motion.
Need a second to the judge's motion.
I'll second it.
Judge Nanovic, your vote?
Yes,
Mrs. Aversa?
I have a question.
Mhm.
Is that 3% for the supervisors and staff?
Oh,
No, this is just for what's on here.
3%.
On these
Professional
positions that are
law.
on 1 through 6.
Right, does that include the 3%?
Yes,
Nothing more.
nothing more. All
Yeah.
3%.
Okay, yes.
Mr. Arner?
No,
Mr. Lukasevich?
No.
Wayne.
yes, that's for 3%. Across the board. Let me make sure.
but this is for you're talking 3% or the motion that's on the agenda?
No, we're on number.
Set positions and salaries of the court.
Okay,
officers.
okay,
This is 3%.
3%.
okay, okay. Then I would like to change I'm all right with the 3%.
Oh, you changing yours?
Yeah, I thought we were going to the next,
You thought we were gonna pass.
yeah,
Okay.
So you're, yeah.
okay.
Sorry. 4-1.
Yes. Did you pull it in there?
Okay, okay, now you can proceed, Your Honor.
so that motion has passed.
Yeah.
Yes, at 3% for your court offices, not what is on the agenda here now, under the magistrates, et cetera.
Okay, no, that was my first motion to basically implement the schedule J1 through J6. My second motion deals with the ASCAM employees, so I would like to make a motion to set the positions and salaries covered by bargaining unit, ASME Court Appointed Professional Employees Union, as per Exhibit C, effective January 1st of this year, 2022.
It's number 6 on the agenda.
I'll second that.
Judge Nanovic?
Wait, that's out of order. Point of order. Point of order. That's out of order. The magisterial districts are next.
I think the schedule comes upon the moving party, and I made that motion. I'm not aware that I'm bound by any sequence of the schedule I was handed. I think I'm entitled to make a motion the way I see the motion.
There's an established agenda, Your Honor.
I was given the agenda about 12 o'clock noon, and I'm making a motion to basically, as I understand it, these are collective bargaining units, and it's basically keeping them at the same rate for up to a year as the contract's being negotiated. I don't see why that should be controversial at all, but apparently it is.
It is, Your Honor, because you're modifying the agenda. In parliamentary procedure, you would have to suspend the rules and consider a modification of the agenda to do 6 before the remainder of 5, just as I did to request that Children and Youth Services and Corrections be done first. and
Okay,
then-
so who's the parliamentarian acting on the motions?
Judge, this is Dan Miscavige. I think
Sure.
we have, was required by the right to know law, we had to. or the-
I'm sorry, I can't hear you. I really can't.
As required by the open meeting law, we've had to post the agenda for today, 24
Okay,
hours ago.
I was honestly trying to simplify the
Yeah,
progression here.
I understand that, but I guess it would, we should follow the agenda as published, as required by the Sunshine Law.
Okay, I'm glad to do that. Like I said, I was only handed the agenda around noontime. So, and I was trying to streamline this for the benefit of the entire salary board. So then, and if you
Have to
want me,
rescind that motion, Your Honor.
well, no, I'm not going to rescind it. It didn't pass. It wasn't acted upon.
We didn't vote.
We didn't vote
Oh,
on
okay,
it.
all right, good enough.
Well, does he want to rescind the motion, then go back to the regular motion?
I would suggest you rescind it for now and go back to the order as it's on advertised at.
Well, that's what I was intending to do, was go to the sequence that's on, I guess, the schedule that's been advertised.
Okay.
So then the schedule I have advertised, and I take it you want me to go through them item by item.
Yes.
Yes.
So we're first dealing with the magisterial district courts in Jim Thorpe. And I know we're going to be following up with the other magisterial district courts in Palmerton and Lansford and Weatherly. A number of these motions for the magisterial district judge's position involve a motion to increase the grade by 2 levels, from a grade 7 to a grade 9 in certain instances, and a 2-grade increase across. And the salary board may recall that approximately 2 years ago, we had a meeting with the magistrates in attendance in which we had presented comparison of each of the positions, and we tried to bring them in equity, in par with other comparable positions throughout the county. And at that time, we had asked for an adjustment of all positions in the magistrate offices. And the only position that was allowed, or that was approved and granted, was that for the supervisor in each office. So at that time, those grades were increased. And we had indicated at that time that we would like to, then on a transition basis, increase the grades of the other members of the staff. And that's the intent, for instance, starting with Jim Thorpe, to basically catch up on what we had asked for 2 years ago. And just in terms of some comparison, I believe some of the information that was provided by the magistrates indicate that the starting pay at places such as McDonald's and Giant is about $16 an hour, whereas many of these positions are right at $16 an hour, and they are obviously professional positions in which they're doing judicial work. And so I'll go through them, since this appears to be what is being asked. I'll start with Magisterial District Court Jim Thorpe, to change the rate of 1 Secretary 2 from $16.85 per hour to $18.58 per hour, which is from a grade 7, step K, to a grade 9, step K, effective January 1st.
Your second. Hearing none, motion dies for lack of a second.
I would then make an alternate motion with respect to that position, which is to change the rate of a secretary 2 from $16.85 an hour to $17.69 an hour, which is going from a grade 7 step K to a grade 8 step K, effective as of January 1st, 2022.
Second.
What was the rate? I didn't hear the rate.
1769.
Oh,
The 5%.
okay.
It's going up one grade, same step.
So I understand there was a motion and a second.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so is it a roll call vote now?
Judge Nanovic,
Yes.
Mr. Severcek,
No.
Mr. Honor,
No.
Mr. Lukasevich,
No.
Mr. Notstein.
Yes.
So I understand that has not passed.
Right.
Okay. And it would be my intent to follow through with the same request as indicated for each of the positions for a 2-grade increase. And if that would not pass, for a 1-grade increase. And I will be glad to do that unless it's a meaningless gesture. So if you want me to go forward and do so, I will do so. I will start with the next position, again, following the schedule that apparently has been published, to change the rate of 1 secretary 1 from $13.45 per hour, a grade 6 step E, to $14.84 per hour, a grade 8 step E.
For a second. Hearing none, motion dies for lack of a second.
The alternate motion then for that position is to change the rate of a secretary 1 from $13.45 per hour, a grade 6 step E, to $14.13 per hour, a grade 7 step K, effective as of January 1st, 2022.
Second.
Judge Nanovic,
Yes.
Mr. Severcek,
No.
Mr. Honor,
No.
Mr. Lukasevich,
No.
Mr. Notstein.
Yes.
Next is to change the rate of 1 secretary 1 from $13.06 per hour, grade 6 step K, to $14.41 per hour, a grade 8 step D, effective as of January 1st, 2022.
Do we have a second? Hearing none, motion dies for lack of a second.
The alternate motion then is to change the rate of a secretary 1 from $13.06 per hour, a grade 6 step D, to $13.72 per hour, a grade 7 step D, effective as of January 1st, 2022.
Do we have a second? Hearing none, motion dies for lack of a second.
Okay. Next is Magisterial District Court in Palmerton. And I'm just following the sequence that I was handed. The first motion deals with the fact that Gail Berger has retired or is retiring as of January 7th. The motion is to change the rate of 1 office supervisor from $28.86 per hour, which is a grade S4, step 5, to $16.96 per hour, a grade S4, step D, effective as of January 8th, 2022.
Second.
Judge Nanovic,
Yes.
Mr. Severcek,
Yes.
Mr. Honor,
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich.
Yes.
Mr. Notstein.
Yes.
Next motion is to abolish the position of 1 office supervisor 1 trainee at $16.96 per hour, a grade S 4, step D, effective as of January 8th, 2022.
Second.
Judge Nanovic,
Yes.
Mr. Severcek,
Yes.
Mr. Arner,
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich,
Yes.
Mr. Notstein.
yes,
Next motion is to change the rate of one secretary two from $15.43 per hour, which is a grade 7, step H, to $14.55 per hour, which is a grade 7, step F, effective as of January 1st, 2022.
second,
Judge Nanovic,
Yes.
Mr. Severcek,
Yes.
Mr. Arner,
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich,
Yes.
Mr. Notstein.
yes,
Next is a motion to abolish the position of one secretary two trainee at $14.55 per hour, which is a grade 7, step F, effective as of January 8th, 2022.
Second.
Judge Nanovic,
Yes.
Mr. Severcek,
Yes.
Mr. Arner,
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich,
Yes.
Mr. Notstein.
yes,
And then the next motions with respect to the next two positions are to increase the grade of the offices. The first motion is to change the rate of one secretary two from $14.55 per hour at grade 7, step F, to $16.05 per hour at grade 9, step F, effective as of January 1st, 2022.
We have a second. Hearing none, motion dies for the lack of a second.
The alternate motion for that position is to change the rate of one secretary two from $14.55 per hour, a grade 7, step F, to $15.28 per hour, a grade 8, step F, effective as of January 1st, 2022.
second,
Judge Nanovic,
Yes.
Mr. Severcek,
No.
Mr. Arner,
No.
Mr. Lukasevich,
No.
Mr. Notstein.
yes,
Next motion is to change the rate of one secretary one from $11.95 per hour, a grade 6, step A, to $13.18 per hour, a grade 8, step A, effective as of January 1st, 2022.
Do we have a second to the motion? Hearing none, motion dies for the lack of a second.
The alternate to that motion is to change the rate of one secretary one from $11.95 per hour, a grade 6, step A, to $12.55 per hour, a grade 7, step A, effective as of January 1st, 2022.
second,
Judge Nanovic,
Yes.
Mr. Severcek,
No.
Mr. Arner,
No.
Mr. Lukasevich,
No.
Mr. Notstein.
yes,
You want me to go on to the next position?
That's fine.
So now I'm at the magisterial district courts in Lansford. The first motion is to change the rate of one secretary two from $15.43 per hour, which is a grade 7, step H, to $17.01 per hour, a grade 9, step H, effective as of January 1st, 2022.
Do we have a second? Hearing none, motion dies for lack of a second.
The alternate motion is to change the rate of one secretary two from $15.43 per hour, a grade 7, step H, to $16.20 per hour, a grade 8, step H, effective as of January 1st, 2022.
second,
Judge Nanovic,
Yes.
Mr. Severcek,
No.
Mr. Arner,
No.
Mr. Lukasevich,
No.
Mr. Notstein.
yes,
Next motion is to change the rate of one secretary one from $20.91 per hour, a grade 6, step T, to $23.05 per hour, a grade 8, step T, effective as of January 1st, 2022.
Do we have a second to the motion? Hearing none, motion dies for the lack of a second.
The alternate to that motion then is to change the rate of one secretary one from $20.91 per hour, a grade 6, step T, to $21.95 per hour, a grade 7, step T, effective as of January 1st, 2022.
Second,
Judge Nanovic?
Yes.
Mr. Severcek?
No.
Mr. Honor?
No.
Mr. Lukasevich?
No.
Mr. Notstein?
yes,
I'm now in the Weatherly Magisterial District Court to change the rate of one secretary two from $14.98 per hour, grade 7, step G, to $16.52 per hour, I'm sorry, grade 9, step G, effective as of January 1st, 2022.
Do we have a second? Hearing none, motion dies for lack of a second.
The alternate to that motion is to change the rate of one secretary two from $14.98 per hour at grade 7, step G, to $15.73 per hour at grade 8, step G, effective as of January 1st, 2022.
second,
Judge Nanovic?
Yes.
Mr. Severcek?
No.
Mr. Honor?
No.
Mr. Lukasevich?
No.
Mr. Notstein?
yes,
Next motion is to change the rate of one secretary one from $15.13 per hour at grade 6, step I, to $16.69 per hour at grade 8, step I, effective as of January 1st, 2022.
Do we have a second to the motion? Hearing none, motion dies for lack of a second.
The alternate to that motion then is to change the rate of one secretary one from $15.13 per hour at grade 6, step I, to $15.89 per hour at grade 7, step I, effective as of January 1st, 2022.
second,
Judge Nanovic?
Yes.
Mr. Severcek?
No.
Mr. Honor?
No.
Mr. Lukasevich?
No.
Mr. Notstein?
yes,
The next motion in the Weatherly office concerns an individual who was hired there. She had previously served in another magistrate's office in another county, so she comes experienced and is to increase her pay. The motion is to change the rate of one secretary one from $11.95 per hour at grade 6, step A, to $12.68 per hour at grade 6, step C, effective as of January 1st, 2022.
second,
Judge Nanovic?
Yes.
Mr. Severcek?
No.
Mr. Honor?
No.
Mr. Lukasevich?
No.
Mr. Notstein?
yes,
The next motion is to change the rate of one secretary one from $12.68 per hour at grade 6, step C, to $13.99 per hour at grade 8, step C, effective as of January 1st, 2022.
Do we have a second? Hearing none, motion dies for lack of a second.
The alternate to that motion is to change the rate of one secretary one from $12.68 per hour at grade 6, step C, to $13.32 per hour at grade 7, step C, effective as of January 1st, 2022.
second,
Judge Nanovic?
Yes.
Mr. Severcek?
No.
Mr. Honor?
No.
Mr. Lukasevich?
No.
Mr. Notstein?
yes,
The next motion concerns changing a part-time employee to a full-time employee. And the motion is to establish the position of one secretary one at $11.95 per hour, a grade 6, step A, effective as of January 3rd, 2022.
second,
Judge Nanovic?
Yes.
Mr. Severcek?
Yes.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
No.
Mr. Notstein?
yes,
The next motion is to abolish the position of one part-time secretary one at $11.95 per hour at grade 6, step A, effective as of January 3rd, 2022.
Second.
Judge Nanovic?
Yes.
Mr. Severcek?
Yes.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
yes,
Next motion is to change the rate of one secretary one from $11.95 per hour at grade 6, step A, to $13.18 per hour at grade 8, step A, effective as of January 1st, 2022.
Do we have a second? Hearing none, motion dies for lack of a second.
The alternate to that motion is to change the rate of one secretary one from $11.95 per hour, grade 6, step A, to $12.55 per hour, grade 7, step A, effective as of January 1st, 2022.
Second,
Judge Nanovic?
Yes.
Mr. Severcek?
No.
Mr. Arner?
No,
Mr. Lukasevich?
No.
Mr. Notstein?
yes,
The next motion concerns the adult probation office. And as I believe the salary board was advised, that position in the department, they handle a total caseload of 1,547 cases. That's more than any other of the class 6 counties in this entire Commonwealth. And the average caseload per office holder, supervisor, is 121, which is 2.5 times greater than the recommended amount of 50 offenders per office. To help supervise that office and to streamline and make it more effective, to reduce recidivism throughout the county, and to reduce violations and individuals being placed in the prison is the purpose behind the next two motions, to basically establish 2 adult probation supervisors. With that context in mind, the first motion is to establish the position of 1 adult probation supervisor, field supervision, at $32.06 per hour, which is a grade S11, step N, effective as of January 3rd, 2022.
second with a question on the motion there.
Okay,
Either of these two positions, well, was one of these covered under the grant? Or both?
I'm not sure exactly how to completely and truthfully answer the question. I don't know what grant you're particularly referring to. I do know that, about 35% of the current salaries in that department are funded by grants or offender supervision fee funds. It's our intent to apply for additional grants to help, pay these costs, as well as to utilize supervision fee funds as we have in the past. So I don't know that I can say that 100% of either of these salaries will be covered by that, but it's our intent to pursue grants and use of supervision fee funds as we have in the past. And again, as we have in the past, it's basically funded about 35% of the salaries in that office.
Second question, Your Honor, of either of those two positions, which one would you prefer?
Let me just ask Greg, because I don't know if he knows. Really, I should have Rick here, but do we have a preference on which of the two?
I think field supervision would be Rick's preference.
Okay, so, and that was my gut belief as well. So yes, of the two between field supervision and treatment court administrative, I would say field supervision.
I would remind, because we're still in discussion, so I'd remind my colleagues as we look at these 7 positions, if grants or other funding is not forthcoming, it'll be about $510,000 to support these positions as listed on the agenda. So
and I think with some of these positions, we've been trying to do things with the prison and everything else to get people released. Sometimes I think like this position might have to be connected to the public defender and to what's happening at the prison. And it's just something that has to be all tied together, because I don't think we should be creating a position if it's not going to connect all them 3 together. I think since we've been on the board, I think we wanted to cut down recidivism. And where do we go with this? There's an awful lot of money to put in here when there's a couple positions that are tied to it, that I'd like to have more information before we even, do something like this. This is an awful lot. And I said it could be tied to another position that, are we going to create that other position this year? So I think I would rather have more information on what, before we even approve something like this.
it's $100,000 a year position once you put in benefits. Which includes medical.
Yeah, my question was how the starting rate was derived.
I think the starting rate was looking at comparable positions in other counties. As the salary board may be aware, Rick Parsons is basically, I think, recognized statewide for his experience and knowledge. He has served on several statewide positions. He has indicated in the memo that it is not uncommon, in fact, is frequent for many counties in their adult probation departments to use supervisors. And that again, it basically makes supervision much more effective. We're dealing with extreme caseloads. We're the top of 6th-class counties throughout the entire county. And as you've heard, our basically ratio of the number of people we're supervising, basically the number of versus the people who are supervising is 2.5 greater than the statewide recommended. The effect of that is basically we don't have complete effective supervision to the extent we could. Because we don't have that supervision, we are going to have greater recidivism. We are going to have greater people returning to the jail to increase the jail population. So I'm not sure exactly what Commissioner Arner is referring to when he says he wants to see them connected. The entire criminal system is connected in one sense or another in terms of offenders and people who go to prison. And it's the intent of this approach to basically increase the overall efficiency and to reduce recidivism, to reduce the student population. I can't give you a mathematical number to what extent it will do that. I can tell you that this is a method, a scheme, a program approach that's been done throughout the state. And again, Mr. Parsons is extremely knowledgeable and recognized, and I think basically approved throughout the state.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor to establish the position of the adult probation supervisor, field supervision. Okay, you second it. I'm going to call for the vote. Judge Nanovic,
Yes.
Mr. Severcek,
No.
Mr. Arner,
No.
Mr. Lukasevich,
No.
Mr. Notstein.
Yes.
And just for the purpose of completeness, I'll make the second motion to establish a position of one adult probation supervisor, treatment court / administrator at $32.06 per hour, grade S11, step N, effective as of January 3rd, 2022.
Do we have a second to the motion? Hearing none, the motion dies for lack of a second.
The next motion for adult probation is basically in tandem or in conjunction with the rationale behind the previous two motions, which is basically to increase the number of probation officers. Oh, I'm sorry. You want me to go to Exhibit C, which I had hoped to do at the beginning. So my next motion then is to set the positions and salaries covered by bargaining unit act ASME court appointed professional employees union as per Exhibit C effective January 1st, 2022, which I understand is basically keeping in place the existing positions and the existing salaries.
Second.
Judge Nanovic,
Yes.
Mr. Severcek,
Yes.
Mr. Arner,
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich.
Yes.
Mr. Notstein.
Yes.
So then going to the next motion involving adult probation, it is in conjunction with, or at least in supplementation and support of, the prior motions involving the supervisors to establish, in this case, the motion is to establish the position of 5 probation officer ones at the prevailing ASME court-appointed professional employees union rate effective January 3rd, 2022.
Do we have a second to the motion?
Question. Is that 5 new?
Hearing no second, the motion dies for lack of a second.
The next motion then deals with the Domestic Relations Office. To give some background here, the current caseload among enforcement officers, which is what we're talking about for this position, is approximately 800 plus cases an enforcement officer. That far exceeds any other domestic relations office throughout the state. In fact, the most frequent ratio, I believe, is somewhere in the vicinity of, I want to see if I can find it in the notes, is most counties have between 250 and 400 cases assigned per office holder. office position. We're dealing with 800 plus cases for each of these enforcement officers. The statistics, and I know this has been provided to the salary board in the past, indicate that the most effectiveness in terms of collection rates is that you need more office people doing the work. We don't have it. Currently, the support effectiveness that we have in collecting support amounts is 80.59%. We have to maintain at least 80% to get the benefit of 4D funds. If we fall below it, we jeopardize 4D funds, which I think is in the area of $1 million to the county or perhaps more. So we want to keep that there. The office is overworked now. As the salary board knows, we have 2 management down there who are actually doing the work of these employees in doing enforcement. Another county, for instance, Crawford, they have basically 148 cases per officer, and they have an 88.66% collection rate. So if we do not increase the number of officers to get enforcement, not only do we jeopardize 4D funding, which is a significant hundreds of thousands of dollars to this county, but we are also basically less effective in collecting support for people who need support, for families and children. And we are not maintaining those ratios because we do not have the personnel to do it. So the next motion is to establish the position of 1 domestic relations officer 1 at the prevailing ASME court-appointed professional employees union rate effective January 3rd, 2022.
Second,
Judge Nanovic?
Yes.
Mr. Severcek?
Yes.
Mr. Honor?
No.
Mr. Lukasevich?
No.
Mr. Notstein?
yes.
And I believe that's everything I have on the agenda that I was provided today. I'll ask Dawn or someone there, is there anything I've missed? Because again, I know I just received this around noontime. I think I've gone down in the order that has been given to me. But and let me ask Greg, is there anything we've missed? No. So I think we've covered everything then, unless someone there is aware of anything that was on my schedule that has not been covered. So I would ask the chairman, Commissioner Notstein, is there anything that has not been covered that you've been provided that should be addressed while I'm here speaking on behalf of the court?
Good, yes. We're good. Got everything.
Okay, thank you. Have a good day, and I appreciate the support I got to the extent I got it. Thank you very much.
Okay, our next item is to set positions and salaries of the row offices effective January 1, 2022. First up is the clerk of courts, Mrs. Boney.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Happy New Year, all of you. I'd like to first make a motion to set the positions and salaries of the clerk of court's office and Bureau of Collections effective
You're all
January 1st.
broken up.
Start over.
Yeah, you're all broken up, Tyler.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
No.
Try again.
Okay. I'd like to make a motion to set the positions and salaries of the clerk of court's office and Bureau of Collection effective January 1st, 2022, as listed on Exhibit R1. Was that clear?
Yes.
Okay.
Second,
Move to modify the motion to reflect 3% for all non-supervisory positions, 1% for supervisory positions.
Are we voting on it?
It dies.
No.
That's my modification.
Okay. Okay, so we do have the motion for Exhibit R1 at 3%. Mrs. Boney,
Yes.
Mr. Severcek,
Yes, with the exception of the collection coordinator position.
Was this collection coordinator the one that we had established or not previously?
If I may interject, Mark, I believe you're also referring to one clerical specialist would fall under what you're stating about because they are two vacant positions. So it would not only be the collections coordinator at 1306, but it would also be the one clerical position at 1116.
Well, I'm just talking about the collection coordinator position. So I was under the understanding I was going back to an A grade.
Went from a D back to where it was set in January of last year. Was it not?
Is a different person, new person. And this, technically, this should have been put back to an A, correct?
In reference to the salary board meeting of 2021, it was established at that position, at that rate. It was established just as the deputy clerks were also established at the rate they were.
1 second, Tyler. Go ahead, Don.
It was changed to an
The meeting of
8A?
December 23rd, there was a motion on the floor to change it to an 8A 1318. And that did not pass. So the position stayed at the 1306, the 6D, because there was no other motion made to change the rate. That is my understanding. So this followed through to the new year.
Right, and that was the established rate of the year prior,
Correct.
the last annual salary board.
Okay.
But that rate, if I'm not mistaken, was established by Commissioner Notstein in negotiation with Mrs. Bone. Because she had an existing person going into the position with experience.
No, as I stated on the last salary board, and as the minutes I provided to all the salary board members to include the hyperlink to the audio video live streaming of that, it was modified to where it is here as a 6D due to duties and responsibilities, not to the person. The person was never mentioned in the minutes nor in the actual meeting. What was mentioned was a change or additional duties and responsibilities.
So we have a motion on the floor. Mrs. Boney voted yes. Mr. Severcek?
I voted yes with the exception of collection
Yes,
coordinator.
with the exception.
Yes,
Mr. Arner?
yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
No.
Mr. Notstein?
No. Wait a second, Mike.
Yeah.
Is that no?
Well, I mean, if it was already established, are we changing it now?
It was
Reducing
never
it?
established.
It never
Okay.
changed.
Never changed. The.
The motion on the floor is to approve R1.
Oh,
That's the
as
motion.
is,
Yes.
Okay,
all right.
and then Ms. Boney voted yes, Mr. Pershak voted yes, except
Except for
for
collections.
election. Mr. Arner,
Yes.
Then I will change my vote, given the clarification, I'll vote yes.
No.
I have an additional motion I would like to make.
oh,
This one's straight.
Figure this one out.
Yeah.
No, I think you're good.
Yeah, we should have.
Enough on the collections coordinator?
Yes.
Yeah.
We have three votes?
We have
Yes.
3 yes.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
May I make another motion?
Nothing on
We
the
have-
agenda?
It is not. I'd like to make an amendment to the agenda. And I'd like to make a motion.
I'll make a motion to amend the agenda.
Yes,
Mike, hold off time, please.
okay.
Election clerk is still. So.
Yeah, he changed his vote.
You changed it.
Yeah,
He said yes.
He said
Yeah,
yes.
we're good.
They're all yes besides Wayne and Betty except.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. Okay, we're straight now. Okay.
I'd like to make a motion to change the rate of one first deputy from $20.04 per hour, grade S5, step H, to $20.64 per hour, grade 5, step I, effective January 1st, 2022.
Motion is to approve the amendment of the agenda, to consider that motion.
I'll second to consider it.
Mrs. Boney,
Yes.
Mr. Severcek,
No.
Mr. Arner,
No.
Mr. Lukasevich.
Yes.
Mr. Notstein.
No.
And I have one other motion I would like to make.
Motion to amend the agenda where the motion would be.
Yes. That'd be to change the rate of 1 second deputy to 13.32 per hour, grade 7, step C, to 13.72 per hour, grade 7, step D, effective January 1st, 2022.
I'll second it for.
Begin with, these requests to go on the agenda should have been submitted to HR instead of coming in here at the last minute to change.
Yes, I understand that, and I was out of the office due to illness, and I did not get it to HR in time.
Mrs. Boney,
Yes.
Mr. Severcek,
No.
Mr. Arner,
No.
Mr. Lukasevich,
Yes.
Mr. Notstein.
No.
Thank you, that's all I have.
Next office. The clerk of courts, Mr. Severcek. Oh, I'm sorry. I always mess you up, don't I?
First it's the name, then the position. Thank you. Mine's pretty easy, I believe. Make a motion to set the positions and the salaries of the Controller's Office and Fiscal Data Processing effective January 1st, 2022 as listed in Exhibit R2. I just want to clarify that the Fiscal Data Processing Supervisor rate was corrected from 2571 to 3571. It was a typo from each of them. And I sent that around, so.
Mark, the new exhibits were sent out and they're part of this
Okay.
meeting, so there is no correction to be
Okay,
made.
'cause I didn't see that on mine. Okay. All right, thank you. What, just this morning?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
Report.
Yeah, I came in around 11:30, 11:30.
Okay, sorry, then move the motion as presented for the positions and salaries for the Controller's Office and Fiscal Data Processing effective January 1st, 2022 as listed in Exhibit R2.
Did you want to abstain from the one position?
Oh, I'm sorry, yes, and I would abstain from voting on the Retirement Board Secretary position.
Yeah, but you should say that in his motion.
Oh, okay.
Okay, do we have a second?
And this is at the 3%.
Yes.
Okay, I'll make the second.
Move to modify to reflect a 3% increase for non-supervisory, 1% for supervisory.
Motion to modify, is there a second? No? Motion dies for lack of a second. On the initial motion, Mr. Severcek,
Yes, with the abstention on the Retirement Board Secretary salary.
Mr. Arner,
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich,
Yes.
Mr. Notstein.
Yes.
Next office is the coroner, Mr. Miller.
Sorry, I'd like to make a motion to set the positions and salaries of the coroner's office effective January 1st, 2022, as listed on Exhibit R3.
Second.
Mr. Miller,
Yes.
Mr. Severcek,
Yes.
Mr. Arner,
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich.
Yes.
Mr. Notstein.
Yes.
District Attorney Mike Reed.
Good afternoon. Sorry, I did not mute quick enough. I'd like to make a motion to set the positions and salaries of the district attorney's office effective January 1st, 2022, as listed on Exhibit R4.
Second.
Move to modify the motion to reflect supervisors at 1%, non-supervisory personnel at 3%.
Is there a second to the modification? Hearing none, motion dies for lack of a second. The original motion, Attorney Greig,
Yes.
Mr. Severcek,
Yes.
Mr. Honor,
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich.
Yes.
Mr. Notstein.
Yes.
In light of that motion passing, I just wanted to inform the board that I will not be making motions for what we have listed on the agenda as motions E, that's Echo through I, India. So, with that in mind, my following motions, that would be A through D, are based on what I had presented in the executive session to the salary board. And I wanted to remind the salary board that Carbon County ranks in the middle tier of all class 5 counties in terms of crime and leads all 6 class counties. The motions that I'm about to make are based upon the average of similar positions in the other 5th and 6th class counties that I had delineated and provided to the salary board. The first motion is with regard to the office administrator. That individual has an associate degree in criminal justice, which was not taken into consideration when the original rate was set after the former office administrator had retired. The former office administrator did not possess a degree and had a much higher salary simply for time and service. So with that in mind, I have a motion to change the rate of one office administrator from $17.28 per hour, grade S5, step C, to $20.64 per hour, grade S5, step I, effective January 1st, 2022.
We have a second. Hearing none, motion dies for lack of a second.
And I have an alternate motion to change the rate of one office manager from 1630, grade S5, level A. Hope I have that right. Level A to grade S5, level F, effective January 1st, 2022.
That was F.
That's correct, 1889 an hour.
That's all right.
What was that? What was that rate?
You say 1318 is S5. Oh, wait, that's fine, right?
Yes, yes.
1889.
Yeah.
Yep.
Second.
Attorney Greig,
Yes.
Mr. Severcek,
No.
Mr. Honor,
No.
Mr. Lukasevich,
No.
Notstein.
Yes.
Well, I have another alternate to that then, because I know the motion didn't pass. It would be to change the rate of one office manager from 1630, grade S5, level A, to grade 5, level C. That would be $17.28.
What it was set at. With him making his original motion that passed, it set it at 1728.
Yeah. So that they will be at that rate, you have
Yes.
to make the motion.
Correct.
It's at C, not A.
Correct,
Yeah.
correct.
So it's already at C
Yes.
Yeah, it's a
Yes.
C.
by virtue of the first.
Yes.
Then I make the motion to level D. Which would be 1780.
That's correct, 1780.
Second.
Question. Does the 1728 include the 3%?
Yes, it does.
Did we have a second?
Yeah, Wayne second.
Second.
Attorney Greig,
Yes.
Mr. Severcek,
No.
Mr. Honor,
No.
Mr. Lukasevich.
Like, clarify the education background that wasn't considered when she was hired.
Associate degree in criminal justice. She works as a paralegal in drafting documents. In fact, we have one we're filing tomorrow that she worked pretty hard on. But it's an associate degree in criminal justice. And it's not a requirement, I don't believe, of the position.
Did you say it is or is not a requirement of the position?
It is not. I don't believe it has. The last one didn't have that.
No.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
So that didn't, is my understanding that did not pass?
That did not pass.
Okay. And my next motion would be with regard to legal secretary two. That individual had served as a paralegal for numerous years before coming into the office and functions more as a paralegal in drafting documents in addition to the normal job descriptions that are contained in that in the secretary two job position. So I have a motion to change the rate of one legal secretary two from grade 7, step J, that's $16.30 an hour, to grade 7, step N, which is $18.40.
Do we have a second to the motion? Hearing none, motion dies for lack of a second.
And I have an alternate motion to change the rate of one legal secretary two from $15.89, grade 7, level I, to,
No.
Now, you have to skip
I had it wrong, okay. The motion would be to change the rate from grade 7, step J, to grade 7, step L. That already included in the 3%.
The J includes it. It's posted position. 7J is including of the 3%.
Then I moved to for K.
Okay, at 1685, correct?
Yep.
Second,
Attorney Greek,
Yes.
Mr. Severcek,
Yes.
Mr. Honor.
So this will be 6% total, correct?
yes.
Yes.
And what is the difference between this now? For the, Mike, what is the difference for her with everybody else? And I'm going back to the 3% versus 6. Is this position doing anything differently?
Well, it's just how I operate with this district attorney's office. I've given more responsibility to these positions to draft documents as opposed to, they don't just file and record things. They're actually serving as paralegal. He drafts the bail petitions when somebody comes into the office and for example, they have a warrant for them. She has a motion to dismiss and reset bail that she prepares herself. She prepares the destruction orders all on her own from the police reports that are there. These are things that exceed what the normal job description entitles her to. We had district attorneys doing that before, but she's doing that now.
And this person is a paralegal degree, correct?
She doesn't have the paralegal degree. She served as a paralegal for numerous attorneys prior to coming here. She's in the legal field for 18 or so years.
How long was the question?
How long in the field?
18 years.
18 years. Okay, thank you.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
No.
Yes.
It's some kind of message.
Go back to 21.
Okay, then I guess the, what am I on, C?
Yes.
All right, that would be change the rate of one, now, I'd like to preface this one, this is the, legal secretary one that I had as legal secretary / DA. Currently has the rate of level 6, grade 6, level D, am I right? No, we have her at E. All right, $13.45 an hour. That's obviously less than what's at Walmart. She's been in the office quite a number of years. She also was in prior to my victim coordinator, which I was able to get that rate set at what the grant paid out. So we didn't spend any additional monies on that. She's been in there longer than her. She's starting to assume paralegal responsibility. During the time that she's been there with me, she has gone to the point where she is 2 classes away from obtaining her associate degree in criminal justice. She has both of those scheduled for the upcoming semester. She's done that all the time while she's worked here, basically on the side. She's completed that at her own cost while being employed at the district attorney's office. And I feel that a criminal justice degree is important in working in our department, which is not required, once again, for those job positions. So I have a motion to change her from the grade 6, step E to grade 6, step L, and that's at $16.52 an hour.
Do we have a second? Hearing none, motion dies for lack of a second.
Then I have a motion an alternate motion to change the rate of one legal secretary from $13.45 per hour, grade 6, step E, to grade 6, step 8, $14.69 an hour.
Do we have a second? Hearing none, motion dies for lack of a second.
Again, I remind the board that this position she'll have an associate degree, and being making less than at Walmart, I'll make a motion to change the rate of one legal secretary from $13.45 per hour, grade 6, step E, to grade 6, step Z, $14.26.
Second.
Attorney Greek,
Yes.
Mr. Severcek,
No.
Mr. Arner,
No.
Mr. Lukasevich,
No.
Mr. Notstein.
No.
Then I'll make a motion to change the rate of one legal secretary, one from $13.45 an hour, grade 6, step E, to, I'll withdraw that motion because that's your 3%.
You could go to F.
You could go to F.
Then I'll go to F. How's that? I'm going to F.
I assume you don't have the salary scale in front of you.
I do, but I've been bound, but I didn't know what the 3% was because
Okay, it's already in there. That $13.45 is with 3.
Okay,
What is that?
F is 1385. You hear that, Mike?
is that 3%?
No,
No, that's
That's my
additional.
motion.
That's 3%
1385.
above.
That would
That's
be
3% above, like the last one.
Excuse me?
That's 3% above, or 6% above what she's making.
But that's, okay, that's my motion.
Second,
Attorney Greg,
Yes,
Mr. Severcek,
Yes.
Mr. Arner,
No,
Mr. Lukasevich,
No.
Mr. Notstein.
yes.
I am not, given the fact that, the salary for the salary for the victim witness coordinator was all included within the grant application, and those two girls are close to being similar, I won't make, my motion as listed as the, and I have no further motion.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Brinker. If you're finished.
Yep, I'm finished. Thank you, gentlemen.
Yep. Thank you. Mute your mic. Mike.
Okay. Next office, Mrs. Semmel.
Good afternoon, everybody. I would like to make a motion to set the positions and salaries of the Prothonotary Office effective January 1st, 2022, as listed on Exhibit R5.
I'll second that.
Move to modify the motion to reflect 3% for non-supervisory, 1% for supervisory.
Is there a second on the modification? Hearing none, motion dies for lack of a second. Original motion, Mrs. Semmel,
Yes.
Mr. Severcek,
Yes.
Mr. Arner,
Yes,
Mr. Lukasevich,
Yes.
Mr. Notstein.
Yes.
Due to the additional roles and responsibilities placed on our staff through the integration and implementation of the new case management system, which is the Tyler system, the Odyssey system that the county is aware of that's coming to the courts, and the staff to work ratio in which I explained in that salary board executive meeting, the additional request will be made. Please also bear in mind when making your decision, I ask that you also think of our office and the additional services that we provide that are not mandated by the courts to offset any burden that may be caused to the taxpayers. My first motion will be to change the rate of one first deputy from $25.37 per hour, grade S5, step P, to $26.13 per hour, grade S5, step Q, effective January 1st, 2022.
Second,
Discussion. Kayla, will you be committing any automation funds to offset the Tyler work?
As discussed in a previous meeting, Commissioner Lukasevich, when those funds were erroneously taken by my predecessor, the $64,000, the county, if you look back into the minutes, promised those funds would be used towards the implementation of the Tyler project. So yes, that money that was essentially our automation funds that should not have been spent the way they were spent by the previous office holder, those will be given to the Tyler project. And that was already previously discussed in meetings, if you recall correctly.
Yep, I recall. Thank you.
Okay,
Okay, call for the vote. Mrs. Semmel,
yes.
Mr. Severcek,
No.
Mr. Arner,
no,
Mr. Lukasevich,
No.
Mr. Notstein.
yes.
I'll proceed with my next motion. This is for the second deputy, bearing in mind that she has 35 years of administrative experience. Change the rate of one second deputy from $15.43 per hour, grade 7, step H, to $15.89 per hour, grade 7, step I, effective January 1st, 2022.
Second.
Mrs. Semmel,
Yes.
Mr. Severcek,
Yes.
Mr. Arner,
yes,
Mr. Lukasevich,
No.
Mr. Notstein,
Yes.
Thank you. My second one would, or I'm sorry, my third motion is to change the rate of one PFAD coordinator clerk from $13.85 per hour, grade 6, step F, to $14.26 per hour. I'm sorry, $14.26 per hour, grade 6, step G, effective January 1st, 2022.
Second.
Mrs. Semmel,
Yes.
Mr. Severcek,
No.
Mr. Arner,
No.
Mr. Lukasevich,
No.
Mr. Notstein,
Yes.
My final motion is going to be for my automation clerk. This individual came in at the base rate pay. She has 30 years of administrative work that she came to us with, so please bear that in mind. Change the rate of one automation passport processing clerk from $12.07 per hour, grade 5, step C, to $12.43 per hour, grade 5, step D, effective January 1st, 2022.
Second. Discussion. Kayla, how much money has been brought in net in regards to passport processing?
I have the totals up until November. Had you let me know beforehand, I could have had a better exact number for you, Commissioner Lukasevich, but I could tell you that it is just from the passports up until November 23rd, 2021, for the year 2021, $11,295.
And this is a position that would cost us $20,000 plus a year, correct?
This is the automation passport clerk, correct? So she does all the automation within the office as well.
All right, so we're actually losing about $10,000 a year on this position. Okay, thank you.
Can you clarify how you figure you're losing $10,000? Because this was an established position before passports were
Oh.
offered to the county. So I'm
Let
not
me-
asking for her, excuse me, I'm not asking for her to now get this raise. Her position was established well before passports. So but you can continue.
My simple position is that bringing in 11,000 in revenue isn't offsetting the cost of the employee.
Irregardless, though, even if we abolish the passport services, her position would still be needed for the automation processes that are required by the courts.
Thank you.
So we are offering that to offset some of that cost. So if we did not offer that, the county would still be responsible for paying that position.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Mrs. Semmel,
Yes.
Mr. Severcek,
Yes.
Mr. Arner,
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich,
Yes.
Mr. Notstein,
Yes.
Thank you for your time. That's all I have for today.
Okay, our next office is the Public Defender, Attorney Levy.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Is it clear? I wasn't sure. Good afternoon, everyone. Hopefully you all had a happy new year. I want to first thank and let you know my office is very appreciative of all that you've done in allowing us to transition. I do have my first motion to set the positions and salaries of the Public Defender's Office effective January 1st, 2022, as listed on Exhibit R6. And obviously, I'll be abstaining from voting on a position for the Chief Public Defender as I hold that position.
I'll second that.
Attorney Levy,
Yes, again, with the abstaining from the position that I hold.
Mr. Severcek,
Yes.
Mr. Arner, Mr. Lukasevich,
Yes.
Mr. Notstein,
Yes.
Okay, my next motion would be to establish a position of one legal secretary 3 at $13.18 per hour, grade A. Grade 8, step A, effective January 3rd, 2022. This is the position that's currently held in a part-time manner. And as we've discussed at the salary board meeting, the executive salary board meeting, the new full-time public defenders and along with the caseload require the necessity of a full-time position, along with the fact that our next motion would be to eliminate the part-time position.
I'll second that.
On discussion, I just remind my colleagues that this will add about probably about 30,000 additional dollars to the salary for that position.
Call for the vote. Attorney Levy,
Yes.
Mr. Severcek,
Yes.
Mr. Arner,
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich,
Yes.
Mr. Notstein.
Yes.
The next motion I have would be to abolish the position of one part-time legal secretary 3 at $13.18 per hour, grade 8, step A, effective January 3rd, 2022.
I'll second that.
Attorney Levy,
Yes.
Mr. Severcek,
Yes.
Mr. Arner,
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich,
Yes.
Mr. Notstein.
Yes.
The next motion I have is to establish a position of one social worker, case manager at $18.54 per hour, grade 15, step A, effective January 3rd, 2022.
Second discussion. Paul, is this the position that's going to be covered by the expected grant?
It is. And as you're aware, though, quite candidly, to the commissioners, the monies that we have allotted in the grant would not fully cover the full expense of the full-time position. However, we think that the full-time position would not only be necessary, but also would reduce recidivism, which is something that I think many people have discussed in getting the individuals out of jail.
Could you refresh our memory on the percentage that you would expect that would be covered of this $68,000 position?
It's our position that would cover almost all of the funds except for the benefits themselves.
Okay, which almost equals the salary in this case. A second question would be the length of the grant.
The length of the grant is for 2 years.
Okay, so I move to modify the motion to accept contingent upon grant receipt and it be a term position coinciding with the grant allocation. So 2 years, not to exceed 2 years.
We have a second to the modification.
I think I'll second that, just to get this going, because I think I talked before about some of these other positions, and maybe if we do it like this, maybe it'll move forward, because I mean, we have a lot of people that are in prison that should be out, and I think Attorney Levy's passion to get them out, I think that's gonna help on this way, but I think, I don't see where it would not become a position in 2 years. But I'm thinking like, I want to see how it's gonna work. Because like I said, we've been in here for 2 years and I don't want to take anything away from you, but you do have the passion. I think I heard you're the first person that really came up with some of these other ideas. And I'm willing to do that for a 2-year term also.
I appreciate that.
We understand Attorney Levy, the motion has been amended, so what we're going to be voting on is the amended motion as presented by Commissioner Lukasevich.
And just for clarification, that would be for a full-time position, though, for the social worker / case manager.
Yes.
2 years contingent upon grant, winning
Understood.
the grant, earning the grant.
Understood.
And I look at this too. I mean, I'm not really looking, I mean, the grant money is nice to have, but I think you can look at it on the other side. If it's gonna save us money and get people out of prison, that's where we're gonna save the money. So I'm, like I said, I'm willing to try this for 2 years and good luck to you.
I appreciate it. Hopefully I won't need the luck and I'll be able to show you statistics.
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna vote on the amended motion. Attorney Levy,
Yes.
Mr. Severcek,
Yes.
Mr. Arner,
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich,
Yes.
Mr. Notstein.
Yes.
The next motion I have is to change the rate of one public defender office manager from $14.65 per hour, grade S1, step D, to $15.09 per hour, grade S1, step E, effective January 1st, 2022.
Second.
Attorney Levy,
Yes.
Mr. Severcek,
No.
Mr. Arner,
No.
Mr. Lukasevich,
No.
Mr. Notstein,
Yes.
The next motion I have is to change the rate of one legal secretary 3 from 1441 per hour, which is a grade 8, step D, to 1484 per hour, grade 8, step E, effective January 1st, 2022. And both this motion and the prior motion deal with the fact that the staff in our office, and as explained in the executive salary board meeting, have going above and beyond, as well as the many changes that we've had in dealing with some of the issues and the changes that are going to be required and expectations of them dealing with the social worker and the additional people on board.
Second.
Attorney Levy,
Yes.
Mr. Severcek,
No.
Mr. Arner,
No.
Mr. Lukasevich,
No.
Mr. Notstein.
Yes.
Those are all the motions I believe I have. I think I've covered everything. I do appreciate your helping us and assisting us in moving forward. I think we're going to make some great changes and assist a lot of the people here and get some of these people that are in jail out of jail. Thank you.
Okay, our next office is the Recorder of Deeds, Mrs. Gentile.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. My first motion is to set the positions and salaries of the Recorder of Deeds office effective January 1st, 2022, as listed on Exhibit R7.
Second that.
Move to modify. Yeah, move to modify the motion to reflect 1% for supervisor positions, 3% for the non-supervisor.
Do we have a second to the modification? Hearing none, motion dies for lack of a second. The original motion, Mrs. Gentile.
Yes.
Mr. Severcek,
Yes.
Mr. Arner,
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich,
Yes.
Mr. Notstein.
Yes.
My next motion is to change the rate of one first deputy from $26.13 per hour, grade S5, step Q, to $26.91 per hour, grade S5, step R, effective January 1st, 2022. And please keep in mind that this person has 35 years experience in this office.
Second.
Mrs. Gentile,
Yes.
Mr. Severcek,
No.
Mr. Arner,
No.
Mr. Lukasevich,
No.
Mr. Notstein.
Yes.
My third motion is change the rate of one second deputy from $22.61 per hour, grade 7, step U, to $23.29 per hour, grade 7, step V, effective January 1st, 2022. Keep in mind also that this person has 30 years experience in this office.
Second.
Mrs. Gentile,
Yes.
Mr. Severcek,
No.
Mr. Arner,
No.
Mr. Lukasevich,
No.
Mr. Notstein.
Yes.
I'd like to change the rate of one coordinator of records / indexer from $15.28 per hour, grade 5, step K, to $15.73 per hour, grade 5, step L, effective January 1st, 2022.
Second.
Mrs. Gentile,
Yes.
Mr. Severcek,
No.
Mr. Arner,
No.
Mr. Lukasevich,
No.
Mr. Notstein.
Yes.
I'd like to establish the position of one part-time clerical specialist at $11.16 per hour, grade 4, step B, effective January 3rd, 2022. And before we vote on this, the primary purpose to establish this position would be for indexing purposes. I'm in the process of converting all books and Microsoft files to electronic format. And once this is completed, there will be additional indexing needed for the public, the title searches, and my office to search on the Landex system. Normally, this is something my deputies would do, but they are already at their maximum workload per day due to the current real estate boom. That's for taking no breaks and part lunches. They're not even taking full lunches.
I'll second that.
Discussion. So understand this is supporting the digitization effort that is being paid out of the American Rescue Plan. I know, Donna, you have automation fees. Are you willing to commit the automation fees, about $12,000 a year, to cover the salary of this position?
Yes.
Is that a yes? I'm sorry?
Yes.
So I asked to modify the motion to reflect, to accept establishment of the position contingent upon funding through automation funds.
We have-
How do we know if it will be funded?
Well, I believe it should be in a form of a written agreement that the recorder of deeds will commit those funds.
Whatever the funds may be, even if they don't come up to the salary of the position.
Meaning you're saying if they don't make $12,000, then I think we should go ahead and fill that gap. There's no problem there, but I think the commitment should be to do it.
So we have a modified motion on the floor. Is there a second to the modification?
I'll second that as long as the position is not abolished if they run out of money. I mean, I think if that's something that we need and, and it's, I
I
mean,
think
if
it's
she
just reflecting that whatever automation funds are available will be committed to this
Yes,
position.
yeah.
Right,
because-
and then we'll fill the gap if
And,
it
and
falls
it's a
short.
position that's gonna be needed, and we just can't say, okay, you're $100 over, go home.
Right.
You can't do that. Okay.
And Donna, you have pretty strong automation fees. I can't recall, matter of fact, probably from last week's commissioners meeting, but you have pretty strong automation fees coming in, correct?
Yes, I do.
Okay, thank you.
And just remind the board as well that the intent of that fee is also used for any possible equipment that may be needed, such as if the printer goes or whatever, computer or anything that some of the things that have been purchased through that automation fee previously. So pending that happens.
There is still sufficient funds in the fund for this.
Okay, thank you, Donna.
Okay, call for the vote. Mrs. Gentile,
Yes.
Mr. Severcek,
Yes.
Mr. Arner,
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich.
Yes.
Mr. Notstein.
Yes.
That's all I have today. Thank you.
Our next office, Register of Wills, Mrs. Pepe. You're muted.
Hello, how's everyone doing today? I'm going to be making a motion to set the positions and salaries of the Register of Wills, Clerk of Orphans Court Office, effective January 1st, 2022, as listed on Exhibit R8.
I'll second.
Move to modify 3% for non-supervisory, 1% for supervisory personnel.
We have a motion to modify. Is there a second? Motion dies for lack of a second. Vote on the original motion. Mrs. Pepe,
Yes.
Mr. Severcek,
Yes.
Mr. Arner,
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich,
Yes.
Mr. Notstein.
Yes.
My next motion, I'm going to be forgoing A, I'm going to go right to B. It's to change the rate of 1 second deputy from $13.32 per hour, grade 7, step C, to $13.72 per hour, grade 7, step D, effective January 1st, 2022. And in our executive meeting, I did explain to you, this is in reference to Hannah, who has overexceeded her position here. She stepped up to the plate, took on during COVID. It was her and I who ran the office solely and never closed it. She has now stepped up to the plate as well as I'm down one staff. And she took the head of our computer, we're getting a new computer system. She's heading that up also in my office. So she works above and beyond. She has 3 years of college under her belt right now, and it's definitely worth the additional.
Second.
Mrs. Pepe,
Yes, please.
Mr. Severcek,
Yes.
Mr. Honor,
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich,
No.
Mr. Notstein,
Yes.
And my second motion is going to be C, change the rate of 1 coordinator of records genealogy ancestry researcher from $11.38 per hour, grade 5, step A, to grade 5, to $12.07 per hour, grade 5, step C. Now hers will be effective February 16th, 2022, because that's when she'll be here for her year anniversary. Liz is an employee of mine that has come here with over 25 years of office experience. Again, another employee who over exceeds, I'm sure you're all aware, because she did work for you at one time, part-time in the elections office. So you also know her work ethic. So again, I request that increase.
Second.
Mrs. Pepe,
Yes.
Mr. Severcek,
No.
Mr. Honor,
No.
Mr. Lukasevich,
No.
Mr. Notstein,
No. You'll have an alternative motion.
No, because, well, I'm sorry, I'm personally a little confused for her. Because you have her here as step A. So when her anniversary comes, is she going to be getting the 3%?
Yes.
So she's automatically going up from 11.38 to the next level of the 3% automatically. Is that correct?
Well, not automatically.
Right.
It'll be at February salary board for a vote to be taken at that point in time.
Okay, so I can redo the vote. Okay, thank you. Yes, thank you.
Next office is the treasurer, Mr. Zelinka.
Hello, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Great. I have a motion to set the positions and salaries of the treasurer's office effective January 1st, 2022, as listed on Exhibit 9R.
I'll second that.
Move to modify the motion to reflect a 3% increase for non-supervisory personnel and only 1% for supervisor.
You have a motion to modify. Is there a second? Hearing none, motion dies for lack of a second. The original motion, Mr. Zelinka.
Yes.
Okay, so I have a ton of work yours yet, Liz.
Mr. Honor.
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich.
Yes.
Mr. Notstein.
Yes.
Dean, please mute yourself.
Thank you.
I want to know why he's.
She didn't hear me.
Carol, mute your mic.
No.
Gene.
Gene, I'm sorry, Gene.
Is he calling me?
Yes, mute your mic.
Thank you.
Your mic. Okay. The next office is the office of sheriff. Sheriff Arvilla.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
I will proceed to make a motion to set the positions and salaries of the sheriff's office effective January 1st, 2022, as listed on exhibits R10.
I'll second that.
Sheriff Arvilla. Oh,
Yes.
Move to modify.
Sorry.
Hold on, Tony, let me get mine in just a sec, please. Hey, move to modify to reflect the 3% increase for non-supervisory personnel and a 1% increase for supervisory personnel.
Okay, we have a modification. Is there a second? Motion dies for lack of a second. Original motion, Sheriff Harvilla,
Yes.
Mr. Severcek,
Yes.
Mr. Arner,
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich.
Yes.
Mr. Notstein.
Yes.
The next four motions I will make are to address inequities in the wages between part-time deputy sheriffs and full-time deputy sheriffs who perform the same function. So with that, my next motion will be to change the rates of two special deputy sheriffs from $17.17 per hour, grade 11, step E, to $18.93 per hour, grade 13, step E, effective January 1st, 2022.
Second.
Sheriff Harvilla,
Yes.
Mr. Severcek,
No.
Mr. Arner,
No.
Mr. Lukasevich,
Yes.
Mr. Notstein.
Yes.
The second motion I want to make is to change the rates of two special deputy sheriffs from $16.67 per hour, grade 11, step D, to $18.93 per hour, grade 13, step E, effective January 1st, 2022.
Second. Discussion. Hey, Tony, just to clarify our previous conversations, these special deputies have the same training requirements, is that correct?
They have the exact same training requirements and they perform the exact same functions.
All right, thank you.
In addition to that, should this increase be contingent upon the completion of that training?
I didn't get that, Commissioner. Can you repeat that, please?
Yes, would this be, shouldn't this increase be contingent of the completion of that training?
Yes, the next two motions actually address the deputy sheriff as opposed to the deputy sheriff trainee positions.
Okay.
The special deputy sheriffs are already gone through the education and training.
Okay.
The trainees have to go through the classwork, the how many weeks or 2 weeks, if they, however they fall.
Well, then I'm confused because I thought there were one or two deputies that never took the academy or had 120.
Although has a special, I thought all had the training and all had the everything.
Yes, that's correct. If they're either Act 120 or they're Act 2, which is the sheriff's training.
All right.
So if they're coming in under Act 2, they don't have to undergo the same lengthy training, but they still have to attend waiver training and complete that.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, I'm gonna call for the vote. Sheriff Harvilla,
Yes.
Mr. Severcek,
No.
Mr. Arner,
No.
Mr. Lukasevich,
Yes.
Mr. Notstein.
Yes.
My next motion is to change the rate of 6 special deputy sheriffs from $15.26 per hour, grade 11, step A, to $17.84 per hour, grade 13, step C, effective January 1st, 2022.
Second.
Sheriff Harvilla,
Yes.
Mr. Severcek,
No.
Mr. Arner,
No.
Mr. Lukasevich,
Yes.
Mr. Notstein.
Yes.
My next motion is to change the rates of 10 special deputy sheriff trainees from $14.53 per hour, grade 10, step A, to $16.50 per hour, grade 12, step B, effective January 1, 2022.
Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Call for
Just
the
for clarification purposes, these are just the entry level positions that we referenced earlier that deputies are hired under prior to completion of their certification.
So Tony, they would come in at a 10, but once they get their certification, they'd be going up to an 11, correct?
I believe it's a 13.
A 13, okay, I'm sorry, yes, where we're at, okay. 13.
Yes, that's
Okay.
correct. That's correct, Commissioner.
Thank you.
SheriffArdilla,
Yes.
Mr. Severcek,
No.
Mr. Arner,
No.
Mr. Lukasevich.
No.
Mr. Notstein,
Yes.
The next two motions that I will make are related to a final motion regarding the abolishment of part-time positions in favor of a full-time position. That being said, I will make the motion to abolish the positions of two special deputy sheriff trainees at $16.50 per hour, grade 12, step B, effective January 3, 2022.
Second.
Quick question, does that,
That has to be changed.
would that drop the number or did it drop it from 10 to 8?
Yes,
Yes,
Okay,
that has to be changed since the prior motion didn't pass at 1650. This would have to be changed to 1453, a 10A.
that's correct.
Okay.
So, Sheriff, you'll amend that motion as indicated.
Correct.
thank you, amend the motion. SheriffArdilla,
Yes.
Mr. Severcek,
Yes.
Mr. Arner,
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich,
Yes.
Mr. Notstein.
yes.
My next motion, again, will have to be changed. I'll ask Mrs. Bowman if she can help me with this.
No,
Abolish the position.
This motion wouldn't have to be changed because letter C motion was passed.
Okay,
So
all right, thank
the
you.
way it's written is fine.
Okay. Abolish the positions of two special deputy sheriffs at $17.84 per hour, grade 13, step C, effective January 3rd, 2022.
Second,
SheriffArdilla,
Yes.
Mr. Severcek,
Yes.
Mr. Arner,
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich,
Yes.
Mr. Notstein.
yes.
Next motion is to establish the JNet JTech pay at a rate of $150 per pay period, effective January 3rd, 2022.
Second,
That was 100, discussion. It was 150 per pay period, right?
Yes, sir.
$3,900 a year, just to clarify.
Times how many people?
2.
SheriffArdilla,
Yes.
Mr. Severcek,
No.
Mr. Arner,
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich,
No.
Mr. Notstein.
yes.
The next motion is to set positions and salaries covered by the bargaining unit, Carbon County Sheriff's Association Union, as per Exhibit D, effective January 1st, 2022.
Second.
SheriffArdilla,
Yes.
Mr. Severcek,
Yes.
Mr. Arner,
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich,
Yes.
Mr. Notstein.
Yes.
Okay, and the final motion I would make today would be to establish the position of one deputy sheriff at the prevailing Carbon County Sheriff's Association union rate effective January 3rd, 2022. And again, this is related to the two previous abolishments of the part-time positions.
Question. What is the prevailing rate?
Currently, the start rate is 1682, but this union hasn't negotiated. And I don't know what it will be for the new year.
It's staying the same right now.
Correct.
Yeah.
Until we,
It's staying right now. Okay. Sheriff Harvilla,
Yes,
Mr. Severcek,
Yes.
Mr. Arner,
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich,
Yes.
Mr. Notstein.
Yes.
thank you, gentlemen. That's all I have today.
Okay.
Okay.
Little stretch.
I'll stretch.
Recess.
Okay. Item number 8, set the positions and salaries under the jurisdiction of the Board of Commissioners at the Carbon County Courthouse Complex as per Exhibit A, effective January 1, 2022.
Move to set the salaries.
Second.
Mr.
Sorry, I'm being slow. Move to modify the motion to reflect 3% for non-supervisory positions, 1% for supervisor. Yeah, yeah. And those commissioners too, drop that one down.
So we have a modification. Do we have a second? Hearing none, motion dies for lack of a second. The original motion. Mr. Severcek,
Yes.
Mr. Arner,
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich.
Yes.
Mr. Notstein.
Yes.
Children and Youth Services. Change the rate of one administrator two from $24.81 per hour, grade S13, step B, to $33.29 per hour, grade S16, step G, effective January 1, 2022.
Move to change the rate.
Second.
Mr. Severcek,
Yes.
Mr. Arner,
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich.
Yes.
Mr. Notstein.
Yes.
Establish the position of one county casework manager one at $25.09 per hour, grade S9I, effective January 3rd, 2022.
Second. I'm sorry. Oh.
Who's in him too?
We're all going out there today. Mr. Severcek,
Yes.
Mr. Arner,
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich.
Yes.
Mr. Notstein.
Yes.
Establish the position of one county casework supervisor one at $20.22 per hour, grade S7, step E, effective January 3rd, 2022.
Move to establish.
Second.
Mr. Severcek,
Yes.
Mr. Arner,
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich.
Yes.
Mr. Notstein.
Yes.
Establish the positions of four county caseworker two at $18.93 per hour, grade 13, step E, effective January 3rd, 2022.
Second.
Mr. Severcek,
Yes.
Mr. Arner,
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich,
Yes.
Mr. Notstein.
Yes.
Establish the positions of two county caseworker one at $16.02 per hour, grade 12, step A, effective January 3rd, 2022.
Move to establish.
Second.
Mr. Severcek,
Yes.
Mr. Arner,
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich.
Yes.
Mr. Notstein.
Yes.
Establish the position of one social services aide two at $12.31 per hour, grade 6, step B, effective January 3rd, 2022.
Second.
Mr. Severcek,
Yes.
Mr. Arner,
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich.
Yes.
Mr. Notstein.
Yes.
Establish the position of one drug and alcohol assessor / urine screen collector at $18.93 per hour, grade 13, step E, effective January 3rd, 2022.
Move to establish.
Second.
Mr. Severcek,
Yes.
Mr. Arner,
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich,
Yes.
Mr. Notstein.
Yes.
Establish the position of one fiscal assistant at $13.18 per hour, grade 8, step A, effective January 3rd, 2022.
Move to establish.
Second.
Mr. Severcek,
Yes.
Mr. Arner,
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich,
Yes.
Mr. Notstein.
Yes.
Establish the position of one IT specialist at $14.53 per hour, grade 10, step A, effective January 3rd, 2022.
Motion established.
Second. Discussion. I'd ask my colleagues to consider holding off on establishing this position until a coherent assimilation plan of this position can be synchronized and coordinated with our IT departments. I'm not comfortable having spoken with Jill and with Jerry that there's a coherent plan for the utilization of this individual to include the equipment, the specialized training that he's going to need to deal with the systems that Jill has in her office. So I'd simply ask that we hold off until Jill and Jerry can sit down and have a good conversation and brief us on a plan to utilize this individual.
I'll second that.
Always on, that's a motion to table.
Yeah, so yeah, well, I'll make the motion to table,
I'll
until
second.
such time.
So then we can go
Mr. Rizak.
Yes.
Mr. Arner.
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich.
Yes.
Mr. Notstein.
Yes, I just want to point out something here. We made a lot of moves here on their children and youth. But I certainly hope the Department of Health, the Northeast Regional Office appreciate going forward in what we're sacrificing or doing to improve our caseloads and the care of our children here in Carbon County. I think this whole salary board, not only the Board of Commissioners, but the county as a whole strongly support our children and youth and really understand, I think, the complexity of that job and the requirements put on us by the state is really a huge burden, not only on the agency, but on the county as well.
So the next office is the Commissioner's office. Change the rate of one fiscal assistant / paralegal from $20.69 per hour, grade 10, step M, to $21.31 per hour, grade 10, step N, effective January 1, 2022.
Motion to approve.
I'll second that with a little bit of discussion on this. Now this position, is this job description actually gonna be changed now that this person is actually doing more? I mean, that's what I'm looking at, and I'm just looking at it that when we do our salary studies, and I think this gotta go out to everybody that was presenting, I think it went back to Michael Creek. He said that some of his people are doing a little bit more, and I think we have to recognize what people are doing once this salary study is going on, and I said, yes, it is in our office, and it's gonna look like, yeah, we're giving our people a raise, but this person does go above and beyond. If she's looking more into legal stuff for us, she's looking over the contract, so I really have no problem with giving this extra step.
Not only that, the RACP grants and the grant complexity that she's taken on from the administrator, who certainly didn't have all the time to do all this, so I strongly support it as well.
And she's also doing the right to knows, after, when the other one is not here, so I didn't want to mention the name, I didn't know. She doesn't mention it, nobody knows who she
Hey,
is.
by the way, are we at the 30-day mark yet? Yeah, I know. I'm counting down.
Okay, so we have a motion on the floor. Mr. Severcek,
Yes.
Mr. Arner,
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich,
Yes.
Mr. Notstein.
Yes.
That was well deserved. She does do a lot more than what people realize.
Communications Center. Change the rate of one part-time dispatcher from $14.13 per hour, grade 7, step E, to $13.32 per hour, grade 7, step C, effective January 10th, 2022.
I'll second that one. Or make the motion, I'm sorry, Mark's gonna second. Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Severcek?
Yes.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Corrections, establish the positions of 2 assistant deputy warden at $23.20 per hour, grade S8, step H, effective January 3rd, 2022.
Establish.
Second.
Mr. Severcek?
Yes.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Change the rate of 1 assistant deputy warden from $23.20 per hour, grade S8, step H, to $26.10 per hour, grade S8, step L, effective January 3rd, 2022.
Make the motion.
I'll second.
Mr. Severcek?
Yes.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Change the rate of 1 assistant deputy warden from $23.20 per hour, grade S8, step H, to $23.89 per hour, grade S8, step I, effective January 3rd, 2022.
Move for the approval.
Second.
Discussion. The individual, we established the base rate of $23.20. The current individual being considered for this position earns $23.57 right now, $22.89.
Yes.
Okay. All right, thank you.
I think the question I had, I think it was the rate changing because of experience of the people going into the position.
But I know the law.
That and the fact that the supervisors get paid less than the subordinates.
Right, it was trying to.
Trying to balance that out, that the supervisor should be earning more than the subordinates.
Right, right. Well, certainly on that first one, the S8 step
Yeah.
out.
Correct.
Mhm.
Mr. Severcek?
Yes.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Abolish the positions of 7 part-time correction officers at $11.95 per hour, grade 6, step A, effective January 3rd, 2022.
Move to abolish.
Second.
Mr. Severcek?
Yeah.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Elections. Abolish the position of 1 temporary part-time utility worker at $12.31 per hour, grade 6, step B, effective January 3rd, 2022.
Motion abolish.
Second.
Mr. Severcek?
Yes.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Human Resources. Establish the position of 1 Human Resources Benefits and Billing Coordinator at $15.26 per hour, grade 11, step A, effective January 3rd, 2022.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Mr. Severcek?
Yes.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Abolish the position of 1 Human Resources Assistant at $14.69 per hour, grade 9, step C, effective January 3rd, 2022.
Move to abolish.
I'll second.
Mr. Severcek?
Yes.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Pocono County's Workforce Development. Establish the position of 1 TANF caseworker at $18.70 per hour, grade 11, step H, effective January 3rd, 2022.
Motion approved.
Second.
Mr. Severcek?
Yes.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
yes,
Abolish the position of one TANF coordinator / case manager at $18.04 per hour, grade 6, step O, effective January 3rd, 2022.
Move to abolish.
Second.
Mr. Severcek?
yes,
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
yes,
Establish the positions of one coordinator, TANF and WIA, at $13.84 per hour, grade 9, step A, effective January 3rd, 2022.
motion to approve,
Second.
Mr. Severcek?
yes,
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
yes,
Set the positions and salaries covered by bargaining units, AFSCME and Teamsters, as per Exhibit B, effective January 1, 2022.
Second. Oh, I move to make the motion.
Mr. Severcek?
yes,
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
yes,
Teamsters Local 773 Sergeants, establish the positions of 4 sergeant at the prevailing Teamster Local Union 773 Sergeant's rate, effective January 3rd, 2022.
Motion established.
second,
Discussion. I would consider the fact that we've had up through December nearly 5,500 hours of overtime, and part of the hiring of these positions is to provide supervision of forthcoming establishment of corrections officers. I do want to make mention also that the 4 sergeants, if I understand correctly, there's 3 shifts plus someone to fill in, therefore the requirement for 4, if I recall correctly, right?
Yeah, and we're actually going back to it, like some of them jobs that we eliminated.
Right.
And I said, I'm on the board that
Yeah.
I don't like part-time positions, and I think this is gonna help the corrections out a lot by having full-time people to working, in the prison.
Yeah, I will make mention, we're right at 650,000 before this motion is approved. This is a $342,000 investment that's gonna put us right about $1 million in salary. All right, thank you.
Okay, Mr. Severcek?
yes,
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
yes,
Teamsters Local 773 established the position of 5 corrections officers at the prevailing Teamsters Local Union 773 rate, effective January 3rd, 2022.
motion to approve,
I'll second.
Discussion. So on this one specifically, this will address the overtime issue, those 5,500 hours. However, it appears based on the number of hours, we could do this with 3 corrections officers versus 5, thus kind of trimming down a little bit, about $150,000, $150,000. So I would move to amend the motion to 2 corrections officers, and then at a later date, once we have a chance to assess the impact of the 3, then add those on if our overtime continues to exceed regular hours. All right, so you have 5,500 hours, 3 full-time employees at 2080, right? Puts us over 6,000 hours of additional man hours. That gives us a positive delta of 500 hours. If come 6 months from now or the end of the year, we're still not getting that down to a close to equilibrium, then bring on 1 or 2 additional COs instead of establishing and committing the funds to it at this time. So the motion is to amend to 3 corrections officers at this time, and then at a later date to consider 2 additional.
Do we have a second to the amendment?
I'll second
Okay, I'll call for the vote. Mr. Severcek?
yes,
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
yes,
Next item is to abolish the positions of 4 part-time corrections officers at the prevailing, Teamsters Local Union 773 rate, effective January 3rd, 2022.
Move to abolish.
Second.
Mr. Severcek?
Yes.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes. Just getting into it more. Okay. Annual salary board meeting is adjourned. Ready for the commissioners meeting? Now I'll call the meeting to order.
First item would be guests.
Are there any guest concerning commissioners at this time? Yes, sir.
That's hi, Jerry Hoare, Hoare. In short, do we really need to pay for a wage study? And when we can just call the competing counties that are siphoning off our employees and find out what they're paying? Just a thought. Also from the internet today, 76% of companies in the United States budget for between 3 to 4% pay raises annually. The average annual raise was typically between 3 to 5%. I know the Commissioner Lukasevich had a problem with paying 3% every year, but this has been a standard for many, many years, as far as I can remember. And that includes nonprofits like Visiting Nurse Association and Red Cross. They pay a 3% annual raise. And lastly, I have a problem going back to when Commissioner Lukasevich suggested that the lease to own the building up on North Street. I know that we, North Avenue, or rather Center Avenue, the old school. I know that we've gotten past that, we've given up on that idea, which is great, but it's disturbing that a commissioner would entertain the idea of reducing the cost of rehabilitation of the building from 10 million to 6 million by using, by having someone else buy the building. What it is a scheme to avoid paying prevailing wage. And I thought the county is supposed to pay prevailing wage. That's all, thank you. Well, it's not, if I might, do you know how many Carbon County contractors were used on the renovation of the 44 building and the 76 buildings, Jerry? No idea. You know, I don't know of one. By going towards by having a lease to own, rent to own option, we could ensure 100% of those contracts, as long as the skills were in the county, went to county residents. Second, salary study. The salary study isn't just about wages. It's about ensuring the duties and responsibilities that our employees are now taking upon themselves, that they are given due recognition for those. So that's something we can't do independently. We need an outside objective party to come in and assess what they're currently doing, and if that equates to the wages they're getting. It may or may not. And in regards to use the collective, I'm glad we have gotten over the Jim Thorpe Center Avenue project. I have not, and I'll continue to fight to do what's in the best interest in the county residents. And I will tell you that, as you just saw with the positions of Children and Youth Services, before we move into that building, it's too small. And I'm referring to the Iron Street project. It's too small for the organization we plan to put down there. It doesn't meet the needs today, and it won't meet them in the future. Not simply for that one office, but any other space requirements we have in the county. Penny wise, pound foolish. That's all I have.
Any other guys concerning county business? Hearing none, we'll move on.
Report of executive session, Bill.
We're none.
Next item is the budget transfer.
Motion.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
There are no supplemental appropriations. Expenditures, approval of check numbers 225712 through 225788 for expenditures to the general fund clearing account totaling $1,007,122.44.
Move to ratify.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
There's no treasurer's report. Next item is the bank depository resolution. Resolution number 22-001, Mock Trunk Trust Company, Jim Thorpe, Pennsylvania.
Motion adopt.
Second.
Mr. Zelenka, you have a vote.
Yes.
Mr. Arner,
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Next item is the personnel reports for county departments.
Motion approved.
Second.
Mr. Arner,
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
The acknowledgements for court and row offices.
Motion acknowledged.
Second.
Mr. Arner,
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
I abstain on the first one since it's my niece. On the greater one. Yes, I'm young.
Next item, there is no correspondence that was received. The solicitor's report.
Thank you for resolution for adoption, resolution recognizing Gail Alice Berger of Palmerton, Pennsylvania on her retirement and 46 years of service for the county government.
Motion adopt.
Second.
Mr. Arner,
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
As president.
I just read some of this for the media. I read it this morning at the swearing in, but just for those on the, couldn't be at the swearing in. Whereas Gail Alice Berger is the daughter of late Honorable Willard A. and Mrs. Alice Steiglaw, a lifelong resident of Palmerton. Whereas Gail Berger graduated from Palmerton High School in 1976, began working for her father at the district court in Palmerton as a clerk. Whereas Gail Berger has worked continuously in the same office for 3 magisterial district judges from 1976. I got it right this time.
He said
1986. Gail worked for Judge Steigerwald, and from 1986 to 2021 for Judge Bruce Appleton, and from 2012 to 2022 for Judge William J. Kistner. Whereas Gail Berger will be retiring at a district justice office as a district justice office supervisor on January 7th, 2022. And whereas Gail Berger has demonstrated outstanding service and commitment to our county for 46 years. Whereas in her retirement, Gail Alice Berger plans on traveling and spending time with her son, Matthew, who resides in Chicago. Therefore, be it resolved as by the Board of Commissioners of Carbon County recognizes Gail Berger and hereby congratulates her on her retirement as a District Justice Office Supervisor 1, to Magisterial District Court 56302, Palmerton. And we wish her well and health and her travels throughout the country. Has a lot of relatives. So congratulations, Gail. Gail, unfortunately, moves you up in the list. Who's next in line for longest term serving after Gail leaves?
Kathy Regal.
Kathy Regal.
Ellie is number 2.
She's number 2.
Ellie's number 2. Kathy Regal's number 1 now.
Okay, congratulations, Gail, on your retirement. Hope you have a long and happy life and you get to enjoy it. So, any further business for the board?
Reports? Any reports?
I think I said enough.
All right. That's the report.
Okay, I have nothing to report. Anything for the news media or meeting adjourned? Anything for the media Amy, you on the line there?
Hi,
Go-
can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Just in regards to the salary board, on the sheriff's deputies that, or the special deputy sheriffs, it seems you went against every other kind of motion that you did with the extended raises. Can you explain a little bit about that?
Yeah, if I recall, is Sheriff Harvilla on board there?
No, he's not.
We're with the special deputies, let's call them, the deputies come on at a higher rate. Therefore, the sheriff was asking to get the rate of the special deputies to the same level as the deputies because of the same training requirement, right, for them.
Not one time, not so recently, I guess, the ones that all the special deputies must now take that special training. We don't have just security guards anymore. They're all properly trained Act 2 or Act 120. So that's the main reason for that, trying to get all those positions in line.
Okay, that's all I have then. Thank you, gentlemen.
Kelly, Happy New Year, Kelly.
Hello there. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yep.
Just a quick recap. Was it all 3% across the board?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure, and that included union.
What was that?
No, they're actually working on the contracts right now.
Right, what, sustained three of them, is that correct?
Unions are currently in negotiation.
Right, they're still in negotiation.
The CCF sergeants, we followed their contract, it was 3. The AFSCME residual was 2.
Okay. If I have questions, will someone be available tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow, because on the way out, do you want to lock up for us, Right up to the wire tonight.
Thank you.
Anything else? Yeah, we will be available tomorrow. Okay, thank you. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Just an